Halstead Telephone Company and R&J Broadcasting Incorporated is proud to present to you this broadcast on yourliveevent.com.
Good evening and welcome to North Sargent High School, the site of tonight's Region 1 Division B girls volleyball matchup between the LaMoure Litchville-Marion Lobos and the home team on the scoreboard, the Sargent County Bulldogs. We'll step aside and we'll be back with pregame coverage you're watching here on yourliveevent.com.
Fall is here, and that means harvest will ramp up quickly. How did your planter do this spring? Did you have the correct down pressure? Was your singulation spot on? Did you need row cleaners or a better closing system? This is Chris from Agassiz Precision Ag, your local precision planting dealer, and we are here to help. Discounts, 0% financing, and $50 per row rebates on most all systems will give you the tools to improve your planter pass. Give us a call at 701-636-2119 or visit planterdoc.com. Have a safe and profitable harvest.
Anderson Seed Farms Incorporated is proud to announce its new partnership with AP Select Seed by AgroPartners. AP Select offers the latest traits and genetics in both corn and soybeans. They're a family-owned company that believes in fair pricing along with unmatched customer support that makes them truly better by choice. Anderson Seed Farms is a certified seed conditioning plant that grows, conditions, and sells Westbred spring wheat seed, which was the top-growing spring wheat in North Dakota last year. Contact Anderson Seed Farms in Foreman at andersonseedfarms.com.
Partnership is a way of life here in the Northland. It's about pitching in to help our neighbors, making lending decisions locally, honoring long-term commitments to farmers, Main Street businesses, teams, schools, and rural communities. We're more than just a bank. We're a community partner, working constantly and diligently to enrich the lives of everyone we serve. Bank North, always true.
The Bison Booster Club, an organization that is rooted in their support of the activities within the Milner Public School District and the City of Milner. They pride themselves on their community involvement in local donations to area projects and sponsorships to help make their community a pleasant place to reside. If you have any questions or are interested in becoming a Booster Club member, you can check out the Bison Booster Club on Facebook or talk with any of the existing members. The Bison Booster Club, helping make their community a better place to live.
We'd like to welcome you in to the Stock Growers Bank broadcast booth. Stock Growers Bank is your small town bank and big time partner with the Stock Growers mobile app. Experience banking at your fingertips anytime, anywhere. Bank near so you can go far with Stock Growers Bank. On your live event this evening, I am Nick Furch, joined by my cameraman Connor Olson, and no better time to have the home opener of your season than during homecoming week. That's the case here for the Sargent County Bulldogs, opening up their home slate during this homecoming week. They'll also play on Thursday as part of their homecoming celebrations. And the Lobos coming into town hoping to spoil the festivities just a little bit by trying to get a victory here on the road. We're going to start first with our coverage of the Lobos from LaMoure Litchville-Marion. They're coached by head coach Jill Dunn, and they're coming into tonight's game 2-0 in regular season play, winning an eventful first match of the season to Maple River in 5 last Tuesday before defeating the Broncos in 3 on Thursday. They played in the Valley tournament at Central Cass on Saturday, winning 2 out of 3 in bracket play. Their official record up to this point is 6-4 with a 1-0 Region 1 record. As for the Sargent County Bulldogs, they are coming into today's game 2-1 overall. They are coming into tonight's contest after falling to Ellendale in straight sets last evening. That loss came after they had also participated in the Valley tournament up in Central Cass over the weekend. The Bulldogs did win their first regular season game last Thursday, where they defeated the Wyoming Lidgewood Warbirds. That game was in 4 sets. I had a chance to talk to the head coach for the Sargent County Bulldogs, and one of her big areas of focus for head coach Jenna Anderson was being able to play defense and control the net for her team. And this was something that her and I have talked in previous years about how the Bulldogs are going to be able to, block the hit attempts from the other team, as well as being able to convert when they get nice sets up at the net. And, that's one of those areas for her players that she says they just need to, go in with confidence and feel like they're going to be able to get those blocks, to be able to get those opportunities for a kill at the net. So we'll see what the Bulldogs are going to be able to do in terms of not only controlling the net defensively, but taking advantage of the nice opportunities at the net on offense. Well, take a look here at our starters first for the LaMoure Litchville-Marion Lobos. Going to start off first with the libero for the Lobos this evening, number 3, the sophomore Jada Smith. A defensive specialist, number 4, a junior, Maisha McQuinn. And a setter/opposite hitter is the junior number 13, Addison Smith. Another setter/opposite hitter is the junior number 15, Annika Lesko. At middle hitter, the junior number 17, Julia Delabar. And outside hitter, the senior number 19, Nora Delabar. And to round off the starting rotation for the Lobos is the senior middle hitter number 20, Olivia Lucina. As for the Bulldogs, they're going to be starting off with the senior opposite hitter, standing 5'6", number 1, Whitney Marr. At libero for the Bulldogs is the junior number 10, Caitlin Wangler. At middle hitter, the 5'10", senior number 22, Carly Cadoon. Opposite hitter, 5'9", sophomore number 26, Lucy Marr. At middle hitter, the 6'3", junior number 40, Anong Dang. And to round off the rotation is the senior outside hitter, standing 5'8", number 46, Claire Wessler. That'll do it for our pregame coverage. We'll be back with the official starting lineups on the floor. You are watching on YourLiveEvent.com.
The Milner Public School District has a long history of academic, artistic, and athletic achievement and is proud of the programs and education environment offered. A fully accredited educational system, Milner Public School District operates 2 separate school buildings, including Sundale Colony School. Over 85%, that's right, 85% of the graduates of Milner High School attend some form of post-secondary educational institution. You can find more information on the Milner Public School District online at milner.k12.nd.us.
Data shows that half of the pills seized off the street by law enforcement contain a lethal dose of fentanyl. You never know when you might find yourself in the middle of an emergency. Why not be the reason a life can be saved? Narcan provides a safe and easy way to reverse the effects of an opioid in just minutes. You can pick up your Narcan today for free at your local public health office.
This message is brought to you by your local public health unit.
In Hope, North Dakota, we aren't just a town, we're a community, one that you can be proud of, where you and your family can grow. With available jobs, affordable housing, a golf course and pool, the Sportsman Club, and great educational opportunities. There hasn't been a better time to join the Hope community, ideally located between Fargo, Grand Forks, and Jamestown. For more information, go to www.hopend.com. Live, work, and play in Hope, North Dakota.
The Sargent Central Dollars for Scholars chapter is a nonprofit foundation that supports academic success in the community. The mission is to mobilize the community on behalf of post-secondary education success for the students. Dollars for Scholars chapters help hometown students achieve their educational goals by raising scholarship funds, establishing endowments, and more. For more information, scan the QR code on screen or stop by the Sargent Central School District. This game is brought to you in part by Reed and Kristen Hansen family.
Volleyball, next action is Thursday in Milner against Hankinson, and football on Friday at Milner against Northern Cavs. And now, let's go to the visiting team on the scoreboard for the LaMoure Litchville-Marion Lobos. The sophomore, number 3, Jada Smith. The junior, number 4,
Once again, the starting lineup for the Lobos, the libero, number 3, Jada Smith, number 4, Mashaya McQuinn, number 13, Addison Smith, number 15, Annika Lesko, number 17, Julia Delabar, number 19, Nora Delabar, number 20, Olivia Lucina.
Senior number 1, Whitney Marr. Junior number 10, Caitlin Wengler. Senior number 22, Carly Cadoon. Sophomore number 26, Lucy Marr. Sophomore number 27, Mallory Bogart. Junior number 40, Armand Day. And the senior number 46, Claire Wessler.
Once again, the starting lineup for Sargent County, number 1, Whitney Marr, number 10, Caitlin Wengler, number 22, Carly Cadoon, number 26, Lucy Marr, number 27, Mallory Bogart, number 40, Anong Dang, and number 46, Claire Wessler.
Shelby Olsen. Tonight's line judges are Rebecca Helm and Paula Hess.
And we're just about ready to get the action underway here from North Sargent. As it looks like Jada Smith will be coming in first for Olivia Lucina. And Caitlin Wengler will be coming in for Lucy Marr. So the Lobos will start off with the first serve of the evening, and is number 13, the junior, Addison Smith. And we are underway as Cadoon passes that up to Bogart, back to Cadoon. Cadoon pushes it backcourt, and that is going to fall for the senior, Carly Cadoon. As Charlie Wilprecht is going to come in for Claire Wessler. Charlie Wilprecht, another senior for this Bulldog squad, as she will come in to serve. As Smith unable to pass that one up, and that's going to go down as an ace for the senior Wilprecht. As serve number 2 upcoming. This time able to handle it are the Lobos. This is Lesko. She gets it over. Good pass there by Wengler. Cadoon just a little bit strong there from Carly Cadoon. That's going to be a side out advantage Lobos. Coming in for LaMoure, Litchville-Marion is number 10, Addie Robbins, as that serve from Nora Delabar gets over. Wengler hits it across the net, setting up. And Julia Delabar unable to get the kill, and Dang hits it over for the Bulldogs. This is back out to Lesko. Wengler passes it up to Bogart. Bogart slips that one over the net, and that's going to be a side out for the Bulldogs. Good job there by the sophomore, Mallory Bogart, able to kind of sneak a point in for Sargent County. As coming in to serve for the Lobos is the junior number 9, Dakota Stroh. And that hit is just a little bit long there from Lesko, and I think Stroh is going for that one, and just very fortunately did not make contact, so that's going to be another point for Sargent County, and that one is just past the line there, and that's going to be too long on the serve. As Dang back in and out, as Wengler will come in and play in the back row. Serve here from Julia Delabar. As Cadoon pushes that one over and is able to get that one to just kind of hang out there on the front side of the net. As another substitution for the Bulldogs, number 18, Mackenzie Nagowski. Bogart with the serve. Nora Delabar. And Lesko is going to be unable to hit that one over as Sargent County starting off pretty well here. Like we said, being able to play at the net was going to be the big story coming into this one. So far, so good. As Robbins hits that one over. Wingler, Bogart, Nagowski going to be too strong there from the junior Nagowski. As Annika Lesko will now go back to serve for the Lobos, trailing 3 here early on in set number 1. Wangler, a little bit strong there. Good job by Kadoon. Gets it over to Bogart. Lesko to Smith and blocked there at the net, but that's going to fall on the Bulldog side, and that's going to be advantage for the Lobos. Good serve there by Lesko. Wangler to Bogart. Nagowski sets that one over. Lesko back, and that was Olivia Lucino with the hit over. Bogart. Smith. Lesko. Robbins. Good job there by Wangler. As that hit is handled, and too strong there by Addison Smith. As the Bulldogs able to survive the long rally. As Wessler will come back in for Wilprecht. Back to serve the senior Carly Kadoon. Just surpassed 100 career aces last week against the Warbirds. Bogart. And that was Lucy Marr who hit it over for the Bulldogs. And unable to make good contact with it is Nora Delabar, the senior. As Kadoon going back for another serve. And good job there by Lesko trying to play it off of the low ceiling here at the North Sargent Activity Center, but unable to keep that in play. And that's going to be too strong from Kadoon. So Lobos will now go back to serve as Mashaya McQuinn checks back in for the Lobos, and she will go back to serve. As Wangler not able to pass that up effectively, but Bogart just able to get it over the net. Wessler with the attack. Good job there by the Lobos to be in position. Kadoon to Bogart. This is Wessler again, and play here at the net. Good job by Wangler, able to dig that up. Good adjustment by Kadoon off of the ceiling. Lesko back to Delabar, and once again, another long rally here early on in this match. Lesko, Smith, and that's going to be blocked, but blocked back into the net on the Bulldog side. So Lobos survive that long rally, and McQuinn will go back to serve once again. And that's going to be an ace for Mashaya McQuinn. As I was able to kind of find the coffin corner here on this near sideline. Another serve upcoming for McQuinn. Wessler passes it up to Bogart. To Lucy Marr, and that's going to be too strong from Lucy Marr. So just like that, the Lobos able to get back to just a one-score game. McQuinn doing a good job of getting her team set up with some solid serves. Kadoon, Wessler, and that one gets over. This is Lesko back to Jada Smith, Wangler, Bogart, Wessler, and they're going to call a double hit there, as I believe that was Nora Delabar who got the initial block, but then also tried to bump that up again. They're playing close to the net. Anong Dang coming in, back to serve is Lucy Marr, and almost able to keep that in play as Jada Smith goes to dig out the serve, and Annika Lesko just unable to get that to play off of the net. As another serve from Marr. And that's going to be a kill for number 13, Addison Smith, for the Lobos. As Julia Delabar is going to come back in, Olivia Lucina is going to take a seat. And the serve here from Jada Smith. Dang is going to get the kill as the 6'3" junior Anang Dang able to get her first kill on the evening. One of the players to watch for the Bulldogs here this season, as she's going to be getting a much larger playing role than she has in years past. Lucy Marr, this is Bogart to Kadoon, and Kadoon able to get the kill from the back row. Good job there by the senior Kadoon, able to elevate and get that one over for Sargent County. As Whitney Marr will go back to serve for Sargent County, and little lollipop rainbow over the net. Good job there by Nora Delabar, able to dig it out. This is Dang again, and this time dug out nicely by Jada Smith. And that's going to be too strong there from Nora Delabar, as the lead back up to 5 now for Sargent County, matching their largest lead up to this point, as we're about midway through the opening set. And that's going to be an ace for Whitney Marr, as Lesko makes contact with it as it crosses over the net, and it ricochets out of play. And that's going to lead to our first timeout of the contest. This timeout is brought to you by Bank North. We'll step aside and we'll be right back. You are watching Division B Girls Volleyball on YourLiveEvent.com.
At Enbridge, we're focused on relationships. 23 Canadian First Nation and Métis communities now own an equity stake in Enbridge Athabasca Pipelines. In Minnesota, Enbridge has spent $450 million and counting, with Native-owned companies and in wages to tribal members working on Line 3. Every day brings new collaborations, partnerships, and possibilities. Learn more at Enbridge.com.
Sargent County now leading 15-9 after that ace from Whitney Marr, as she will go back to serve once again here for the Bulldogs. Let's go. And good job there by Julia Delabar, able to get the kill and get a much needed side out for the Lobos. As Addison Smith is going to go back to serve for LaMoure, Litchville-Marion. And the junior serve, nice job there by Kadoon, able to get to that one. Wessler hits it over. McQuinn. And Lesko pushes it over for the Lobos. Bogart calls it, sets it up for Wessler, and they're going to say too strong there from Claire Wessler. Marr, good hustle there by Bogart. Kadoon hits it over. This is Smith to Addison Smith, and good job there as Julia Delabar with another kill for the Lobos, and we're back to just a 3-score advantage. The Sargent County did a good job of getting the lead early on, but it's kind of been a back and forth set of runs here lately as we start to get further along here in this opening set. Addison Smith, Lesko, and this time is going to be out of play from Annika Lesko, as Charlie Wilprecht coming back in for the Bulldogs. She will go back to serve. Claire Wessler will take a seat. Serve here from Wilprecht. Good job there by Addison Smith, able to get it back to Nora Delabar to get it over. Kadoon put some touch on that one, and good job there by Carly Kadoon, kind of going with the change up there. Usually much more of a power outside hitter. This time puts a little finesse on it to get the point for Sargent County. Bogart, and good block there by Nora Delabar. This is back to Dang, and again we're going to have a block. I think this time we're going to get it from Annika Lesko, but Julia Delabar also there for the Lobos. They're able to get the block on Dang's attempt. Addie Robbins coming back in for the Lobos. That serve from Nora Delabar is handled. Kadoon gets it over and just out of play from Kadoon. Good decision there by Jada Smith, allowing that one to hit the floor. Second serve up coming from Nora Delabar, too strong. As Lucy Marr and Dakota Stroh coming in for Sargent County. And Stroh will serve. Smith to Smith. As that hit attempt from Annika Lesko, too strong. And the Bulldogs now lead 19-14. Apologize, looks like I hit the button just a little bit too early, not 20 yet. Kadoon gets that up off of the ceiling, Wilprecht, and this is Bogart getting it over. Jada Smith, Addison Smith, and Julia Delabar for the Lobos. Good job here. Able to handle it are both teams, and that one is, and they are unable to make a rule, or they're gonna say, excuse me, the official here up top makes the decision that that one was out of play, and that's gonna be a point for the Bulldogs, and that's gonna lead to another timeout. This one brought to you by Bank North. Bank North has been a trusted financial partner for generations, helping customers and communities build, grow, and prosper. To see what value-based banking can do for you, visit banknorth.bank. Today, visit banknorth.bank. Today, we'll step aside and we'll be back. 2014, Sargent County leads in the opening set.
In times like these, it's good to know there's a place where people know who you are, no matter how long you've been gone. A place where the smells of home cooking are still in the air, where a simple wave warms your heart, and sharing stories is just a way of life. It's good to be home. Farmers Union Insurance, protecting what's important in life.
Get in touch with David Bergerman today at 701-724-6252.
Coming out of the timeout, and that's going to be another point there for Sargent County, now with their largest lead of 21-14. Strode, Delabar, Smith, Robbins, and a little bit of a collision there in the back row between Stroh and Whitney Marr, unable to get that over are the Bulldogs, as Wangler will come back in to serve for the Lobos, Julia Delabar. Bogart to Marr, and that's deflected there at the net, and able to find an opening there in the middle of the court as Nagowski coming back in. Bulldogs leading by 7. Serve upcoming here from Mallory Bogart. Robbins. This is Addison Smith. Lesko tip there at the net. I believe that was Kadoon, and Nagowski as she tries to set that up for Marr. Just a little bit too strong going into the net. And we'll have another side out as Annika Lesko back to serve for the Lobos. Bogart to Kadoon, and Kadoon hits that one into the net. So we have 4 hits on Sargent County, and Lobos gonna make them work for it here down the stretch, trying to close out an opening set victory here in their home opener. Lesko gets the ace as Wingler lets that one sail over her head, and just like that, lead cut down to 4. Serve here from Lesko. Wilprecht, and her pass too strong as that goes into the net, and that's going to lead to a timeout by the Bulldogs, and we'll take one with them as their 7-point advantage trimmed down to 3 as we start to near the end of set number 1. You're watching on yourliveevent.com.
The Bison Booster Club, an organization that is rooted in their support of the activities within the Milner Public School District and the City of Milner. They pride themselves on their community involvement in local donations to area projects and sponsorships to help make their community a pleasant place to reside. If you have any questions or are interested in becoming a Booster Club member, you can check out the Bison Booster Club on Facebook or talk with any of the existing members. The Bison Booster Club, helping make their community a better place to live.
22-19 is our score coming out of that timeout called by the Bulldogs as Wangler, Bogart, and Marr gets that one over. Delabar, Lesko out to Smith and blocked there at the net as Nagowski is going to get credit for the block. As a good timeout usage there from head coach Jenna Anderson as Claire Wessler comes back in for the Bulldogs, doing back to serve. Smith, Lesko, and Lucina hits that one over for the Lobos, and that time unable to hit it over is Lucy Marr. 23 now to 20. Mashaya McQuinn coming back in. Addie Robbins will take a seat. Wessler, a little bit strong, hit over by, I believe that was Delabar, might have been Lucina. I apologize if I got that one incorrect, and that lands right on the line, and that's going to be a point for the Lobos, and just like that, it is a 2-point game here in our opening set, as it was 21-14 at one point, now 23-21. McQuinn, Wangler, Kadoon, and Kadoon too strong on that pass as that goes into the net, and that's going to lead us to the final timeout called of our opening set as head coach Anderson, after not having to use a timeout until these final 3-4 possessions, I guess you can say. And this is one of those areas when you start talking about a match like this is, being able to control that opening set is huge to decide whether or not you're going to be able to come out in the end with the victory. And for the Lobos head coach Jill Dunn, gotta love the fight you're seeing here in this opening set, down 7, trying to at least push it to possibly get a victory here, make the Bulldogs work, right? That's something that could pay dividends here as the evening progresses. McQuinn back now to serve once again. Wangler, Bogart, Nagowski, and McQuinn maybe should have let that one go. Might have been out of play. Kadoon, Bogart, Marr, and Smith. This was, I believe that was Nora Delabar. Kadoon pushes it over. Lesko, Delabar, out to Smith. Touch there at the net by Marr, and we have a tie game here at 23 all. And it feels like when the Lobos went on their first big run of this opening set, it was Mashaya McQuinn back to serve, as that's going to be an ace for McQuinn. And just like that, it is game point here for the Lobos at 24-23. Wangler, Bogart out to Nagowski. Nagowski, oh, good play there at the net by Delabar and Lucina. Marr, dug out there by McQuinn. This is Lesko, out to Smith, and they're going to say that one is out. And just like that, we have the closest thing to overtime you're going to get in volleyball here. Is, remember, first one to lead by 2. Lesko, Smith, good job there by Bogart, able to dig that one out. Nagowski hits it over, Jada Smith. Lesko, up to Delabar, and good job there by Nora Delabar, able to just tap that one off to the side, and it falls near the Bulldogs bench. As once again, it is set point for the Lobos. Wangler passes it up. Marr, Dang, and McQuinn gets to that one. Lesko out to Smith. And, Oh, good job there by Kadoon, able to hit that one over. DeLaBar, this is Kadoon, Bogart, and dang, good job by McQuinn, able to dig that one out. And the Lobos able to storm back, trailing 21-14, and they are able to take a set one victory, 26-24. We will step aside and we'll be back with our second set. You are watching on yourliveevent.com.
Homegrown local radio is now worldwide with 24-hour streaming. Download the RJ Radio app to hear local voices from local radio with KRJB, KRJM, and KKCQ 24 hours a day from anywhere. You can listen to your favorite programs like the RJ Family Morning Show, local news, farm markets, music, high school sports, church services, more from anywhere. KRJB, KRJM, and 96.7 KKCQ is streaming on the RJ Radio app. Download it to your device and take us with you wherever you go.
Milner Grain understands that agriculture is your livelihood, and we're committed to providing you with the highest quality of services to meet your farming needs. Milner Grain has a passion for our community and the farmers we serve. Milner Grain is locally owned and operated. When you're looking for a partner in the field, look to Milner Grain. Call 701-427-5284 or check out Milner Grain's app with current up-to-date prices. Milner Grain is here to help you and your farm grow.
The Milner Public School District has a long history of academic, artistic, and athletic achievement and is proud of the programs and education environment offered. A fully accredited educational system, Milner Public School District operates 2 separate school buildings, including Sundale Colony School. Over 85%, that's right, 85% of the graduates of Milner High School attend some form of post-secondary educational institution. You can find more information on the Milner Public School District online at milner.k12.nd.us.
Set number 2 just about to get underway here from North Sargent as the Lobos down 21-14, able to come all the way back and win the opening set 26-24. And as I was mentioning there towards the end, for head coach Jill Dunn being down 7 that late in a set, you love to see that fight, but then to also be able to pull it off and win, you know, that's going to be something that can really help you out, not only for this match, but also kind of as the season goes on here in the early stages. As for the Bulldogs, right, how do you come back from, you know, kind of being at this emotional high of, hey, we might get an opening set victory here, home opener, hey, you know, let's see if we can pull one off, and to see it slip away, right? How do you recover? So that'll be something interesting to see as this second set gets underway. As Charlie Wilprecht will be back to serve for Sargent County as we get started. McQuinn, this is Lesko out to DeLaBar and deflected out of play by Anong Dang. That's going to be another kill for Julia DeLaBar. Wengler passes that up to Bogart. This is Kadoon, and we have Addison Smith out to DeLaBar. Bogart sets it up for Kadoon, and good dig there by McQuinn. Good adjustment by Bogart, able to get that one over. Julia DeLaBar hits it. Wengler passes to Bogart. Bogart, nice setup for Kadoon, but might have been tipped there at the net. Wengler. Bogart, Kadoon, and Kadoon kind of throws that one over as she is going to get the point for Sargent County, as Lucy Marr coming back in, as well as Dakota Stroh back to serve for the Bulldogs. Jada Smith, Addison Smith, this is Julia DeLaBar, and she's able to get the kill there. Good job there by Julia DeLaBar, able to sky up over the net. As Wilprecht and Wengler coming in. Bogart up to Kadoon, and good job there by Lesko, able to get a hand on it. Bogart back to Kadoon, deflected there at the net. Good job there by Nora Delabar, and Bogart pops it up over Lesko. Good job by Marr, able to avoid the net, and Addison Smith just unable to get to that one. As that was a good effort there by kind of all around both sides there, as Nora Delabar as well as Lucy Marr able to kind of keep it in play for both of their teams, as Mallory Bogart now back to serve for Sargent County. Handled there by Jada Smith. Addison Smith up to Delabar. This is miscommunication there between Bogart and Kadoon. Bogart as the main setter, that's usually going to be one that she gets to, but that's a little bit of that miscommunication, as number 5, Lily Kramer, coming in for the first time for the Lobos. Marr hits it over, and that one unable to really get it under control, as Nora Delabar came in and Lily Kramer and Addie Robin just unable to really help that one up and over the net, as Kadoon back to serve. Tied up here at 3. Smith, as that hit attempt from Kramer, is handled by the Bulldogs. Smith out to Lesko, and Lesko just a bit strong there, as the Justin Jefferson jersey almost getting taken out on the sideline, or on the baseline there. Kadoon, another serve. Robbins, Smith out to Kramer, and Kadoon passes that one up to Bogart. This is Lucy Marr, and good job there by Jada Smith, able to get to it, as Nora Delabar hits it over. This is Bogart up to Nagowski, and the lefty Nagowski able to get the kill for Sargent County. And sometimes that lefty swing is just a little bit different for the defense, not something you see too often, as Robbins is able to get the kill. Wangler unable to dig that hit out, as Annika Lesko will go back to serve now for the Lobos. A little bit more of a back and forth action here in our second set. Lesko up to Addison Smith, and blocked at the net by Nagowski, but that's going to go over and out of bounds. So we're back to a 5-all, or just to a tie matchup here at 5-all. And that's going to deflect off of Wessler's shoulder, and that's going to lead to an early timeout called here by head coach Jenna Anderson, and we'll take this timeout with them on the floor as you're watching Division B girls volleyball here on yourliveevent.com.
Buying and selling heavy equipment at purplewave.com saves time and money. We handle all of the details, including pictures, videos, marketing, titles, and payments.
It was almost immediately over the top with the customer service. I've just never ever experienced that before with any other auction service. They're constantly working for me as the seller, and I really like that.
Purple Wave Auction is straight, simple, sold.
6-5 the score here early on in set number 2, as it has really been all Lobos since about the mid to late point of the first set. And I know it's just a 1-point advantage for the Lobos right now, but they definitely have the momentum after that 7-point comeback in the opening set. Nagowski gets it over. Delabar to Lesko. This is Addison Smith, and she is able to hit that one cross court and gets it to land. Lesko, as Wessler able to get the kill, as Wessler was the one who passed that one up to Bogart, getting the assist, as Dang will come in and Lucy Marr will head back to serve. Trailing by 1 are the Bulldogs. Jada Smith, this is Lesko out to Addison Smith, and Smith puts some touch on it. Nagowski hits it over. Lesko back to Jada Smith as she's able to hit that one over for the Lobos. Good advantage here for Sargent County, and they're going to say that was deflected there at the net. So another kill for Nagowski as we're tied up here at 7. Another serve upcoming here for the sophomore, Lucy Marr. Robbins, Lesko, up to Kramer, and Marr able to handle it as Wessler might have been too strong, and Jada Smith knows that she should have let that one go as she kind of stabbed at it late and hit it up into this low ceiling. So Bulldogs with the advantage as a miss hit there on the serve ties it up at 8-all. As Marr and Nagowski will take a seat. Caitlin Wangler and Whitney Marr coming back in for the Bulldogs. Mashaya McQuinn coming back into the game for the Lobos, and she will serve. Marr hits it over. That's Smith to Lesko. Out to Delabar, and good job there by Bogart, able to hit that over the net, deflected by, I believe that was Dang. Another good advantage here for the Lobos. Addison Smith with another kill for the Lobos. As we mentioned, being able to control the net was going to be a big part of this game, and early on in this match, advantage Sargent County, but as of late, it has definitely swung in favor of the Lobos. Lesko back to Kramer. Bogart, Marr, and Kadoon pushes that one over. Lesko, McQuinn to Nora Delabar hitting it over. This is Bogart up to Dang, and once again, a nice rally here for both teams. Kadoon able to pop that one up, and good job there by Wangler to get it over Jada Smith. This is Kadoon passing it up to Bogart. Bogart out to Marr. McQuinn doing a good job there in the back row for the Lobos. Delabar unable to hit that one over the net as Sargent County able to survive the long rally on that possession. As Whitney Marr will go back to serve for Sargent County. Tied up here at 9 as that on a low serve just getting over the net is deflected out of play by Addison Smith, and that'll go down as an ace for the senior Marr. Lesko, Smith, and Kadoon passes it up and unable to play it off of the beam there here in the middle of the gymnasium was Wangler, I believe, who was the last to touch it for Sargent County. Bogart to Wessler, and that is going to be blocked, but it goes out of play. Nora Delabar, the Lobo, to get a hand on it. Charlie Wilprek coming in to serve for Sargent County. Claire Wessler will take a seat. McQuinn, Lesko, and Smith. Good job there by Kadoon. First going up for the block and able to quickly sky back up and push it over the net for Sargent County. Smith, oh, good job there by Addison Smith, able to play that one out of the net. First I thought Jada Smith might have mishit it, but Anong Dang takes advantage, and she gets a kill here for Sargent County as the 6'3" junior able to capitalize on that opportunity. So Bulldogs now with their largest lead for either team in this second set. Delabar, Wangler off the deflection. It's Bogart and Kadoon able to get it to the back corner, but good job by McQuinn. Delabar, Bogart back over. Lesko. And good block there by Carly Kadoon, as that is going to be a point for Sargent County. And I look to be an advantage Lobos. A good defense there by Kadoon at the net as Lesko to Smith. Smith put some touch on it that time. Bogart pushes it over and almost able to dig that one out and keep it in play as Julia Delabar, the last to touch it, unable to get it over the net for LaMoure Litchville-Marion, and that is going to bring us to the first called timeout for the Lobos here in our second set. This timeout brought to you by Bank North. To see what value-based banking can do for you, visit banknorth.bank today.
Teens are faced with tough decisions all the time, and parents aren't always there when it happens. But that doesn't mean they can't influence their kids to make the right choice, because making that right choice is easier when the wrong one isn't an option. When your teen faces peer pressure, what you give them access to can make all the difference. This message is brought to you by your local public health unit.
15-10, largest advantage of the second set in favor of Sargent County. And for the Lobos, I mean, they trailed by 7 in that opening set, able to come back and win 26-24. So for the Bulldogs, how are they going to be able to play with the lead here midway through, as Charlie Wilprecht says, I'll just get an ace, as she's able to just get it to flip over the front side of the net. McQuinn, this is Lesko, and I believe that was Addison Smith unable to hit it over the net for the Lobos. And once again, here's Sargent County with a 7-point advantage. McQuinn, Jada Smith, Nora Delabar, and Delabar is going to get that one to land, as it's going to be an opportunity for the Lobos, as I think they're going to try and clean up some moisture on the floor. As now we'll get started. Addison Smith's serve is over. Kadoon with some touch, and this time just a bit too much touch, as that's unable to make its way over the net. Addison Smith, her serve. That is Marr. Bogart gets it over for the Bulldogs. This is up to Julia Delabar, and good block there. I believe that is going to be a Nong Dang with the block for the Bulldogs, and we've got a side out as Wangler and Dang will take a seat. Lucy Marr and Dakota Stroh will come in. Serve there by Stroh, handled by Jada Smith. This is Lesko. Good adjustment there by Lesko. Able to push it over the net. This is Kadoon, and Kadoon maybe mistimed her jump, but able to make a mid-air adjustment and get that one to fall. McQuinn, Addison Smith, and Julia Delabar gets that one over. This is Bogart to Lucy Marr. Is Lucy Marr able to get the kill, and that's going to lead to a timeout for the Lobos, and we'll take one with them as Sargent County leads 20-12. You are watching Division B Girls Volleyball here on YourLiveEvent.com.
Stay up to date all year long with your live event from our social platforms with X, Facebook, and YouTube. From the latest coaches show to watch game broadcasts back on demand from earlier in the season. Search Your Live Event on YouTube and hit subscribe.
Outside the three-point arc. Pick and pop here with Spaeth into the left side corner. Three, good.
For the complete and most up-to-date schedule throughout the year, head to our website at YourLiveEvent.com.
20-12 here in the second set as Sargent County hoping to finish this one off after leading by 7 in the opening set and falling 26-24. Score was 21-14 at its largest for Sargent County in that opener, as they're going to say that one fell in place. So nice block there by Lucy Marr. Stroh with another serve. McQuinn, Smith, DeLaBar, and good job there by Whitney Marr. This is Kadoon, and Kadoon too strong. Or excuse me, they're going to say that was deflected. And that's going to be a point for the Bulldogs. Yes, I didn't see what Lobo player got a fingertip on it. But nonetheless, that's going to be another point for Sargent County as they try and close this one out. And that's going to be too strong from Nora DeLaBar, and it's just 2 more points needed for Sargent County. Stroh doing a good job serving it up here for the Bulldogs. DeLaBar, Smith to Lesko, and maybe too strong, but Stroh does a good job passing that one up to Bogart, and that's going to be a kill for Kadoon as we've got set point here for Sargent County. Smith to Smith. This is DeLaBar deflected there at the net, and that's going to be a kill for Julia DeLaBar. That at least stops the bleeding here momentarily as Addie Robbins coming back in for Mashaya McQuinn. Back to serve is Nora DeLaBar as Caitlin Wangler back in for the Bulldogs. And that's going to be an ace for Nora DeLaBar. As we saw Wilprecht get one very similar to that earlier in this set, and Nora DeLaBar answers a little bit later on. Wilprecht, Kadoon, this is Bogart. Jada Smith passes it to Addison Smith. This is Lesko. Good job there by Wilprecht, able to hit that one up and over. Smith, this is Robbins, and they're going to say that fell. Yes, it did. It fell on the Bulldogs side of the net. Good job there by Bogart, and good recovery there by Marr and Bogart able to get back. DeLaBar, this is Smith to Julia DeLaBar as they believe that hit the ceiling when it went over the net and does not end up mattering, and that's just one of those areas here in this gym that's kind of hard to see from at least our vantage point, as we're going to have the final timeout called by the Bulldogs as their 24-12 advantage trimmed down 24-16. So once again, just need to close this one out and at least tie us up at 1 set apiece. So I'm sure all Coach Anderson is hoping to do is force some sort of mental mistake for the Lobos and get the game point to at least get us out of this second set. So how are you going to close it out if you're Sargent County? And for the Lobos, just got to keep fighting, keep whittling away. As we mentioned, for Coach Jill Dunn, this is something that can, pay dividends later on as the season progresses. So Nora DeLaBar continuing to serve for the Lobos. Low line drive, mishandled, but good job there by Kadoon, able to make the adjustment. Smith, this is DeLaBar, and we've got another kill for Julia DeLaBar as lead cut down now to 7. And that one's going to be too strong from Nora DeLaBar, and that'll do it for our second set as we are tied up at 1 apiece. Set number 3 coming up soon. You're watching on yourliveevent.com.
Fall is here, and that means harvest will ramp up quickly. How did your planter do this spring? Did you have the correct down pressure? Was your singulation spot on? Did you need row cleaners or a better closing system? This is Chris from Agassiz Precision Ag, your local precision planting dealer, and we are here to help. Discounts, 0% financing, and $50 per row rebates on most all systems will give you the tools to improve your planter pass. Give us a call at 701-636-2119 or visit planterdoc.com. Have a safe and profitable harvest.
Anderson Seed Farms Incorporated is proud to announce its new partnership with AP Select Seed by AgriPartners. AP Select offers the latest traits and genetics in both corn and soybeans. They're a family-owned company that believes in fair pricing along with unmatched customer support that makes them truly better by choice. Anderson Seed Farms is a certified seed conditioning plant that grows, conditions, and sells Westbred spring wheat seed, which was the top-growing spring wheat in North Dakota last year. Contact Anderson Seed Farms in Foreman at andersonseedfarms.com.
Partnership is a way of life here in the Northland. It's about pitching in to help our neighbors, making lending decisions locally, honoring long-term commitments to farmers, Main Street businesses, teams, schools, and rural communities. We're more than just a bank. We're a community partner, working constantly and diligently to enrich the lives of everyone we serve. Bank North, always true.
The Bison Booster Club, an organization that is rooted in their support of the activities within the Milner Public School District and the City of Milner. They pride themselves on their community involvement in local donations to area projects and sponsorships to help make their community a pleasant place to reside. If you have any questions or are interested in becoming a Booster Club member, you can check out the Bison Booster Club on Facebook or talk with any of the existing members. The Bison Booster Club, helping make their community a better place to live.
Set number 3 just about to get underway here from the North Sargent Activity Center, as the Bulldogs able to win the second set 25-17 to get us tied up here at 1-1 in the home opener here on the season for Sargent County. And this is game 1 of 4 straight games at home for the Bulldogs. They're going to be playing on Thursday over in Milner against the Hankinson Pirates, before next week hosting 2 more home games against Barnes County North on Tuesday and Enderlin next Thursday. I believe it is North Sargent on Tuesday, Milner next Thursday. Unfortunately, I forgot to write that one down, so the exact location I do not have in front of me, but I believe that is what I saw. As for the Lobos, they're going to return home for their next 2 regular season contests, hoping to get a victory here on the road, winning the opening set and trying to fight back, trailing 24-12 in that second set, at least being able to rattle off 5 straight points before finally falling. So making the Bulldogs at least work for that set victory, as Addison Smith will go back to serve for the Lobos. Wangler passes it up to Bogart. This is Dang, and good dig there by Jada Smith. Addison Smith to Lesko, and Lesko with the kill for the Lobos. Annika Lesko doing a good job, playing pretty consistently for LaMoure Litchville-Marion. She has been one of the steady figures for this Lobos team up to this point. Has got an ace there by Addison Smith, as Whitney Marr unable to dig that one out. And another ace there for Addison Smith, as this time she goes near side with her serve, and serve number 4 upcoming. Wangler to Bogart, as Kadoon hits that one over. Smith to, that was Nora Delabar, it was Bogart. Back to McQuinn. This is Lesko, and another kill there for Annika Lesko. Doing a great job here in this third set, as the Lobos able to jump out to an early advantage in set number 3 after trailing in the first 2 sets right at the start. Wessler able to get the side out. Good job there by the senior Claire Wessler. Coming near sideline, able to get the kill. She'll take a seat, and Charlie Wilprecht back to serve now for Sargent County, as unable to hit that one over the net is Wilprecht, as Addie Robbins coming in. McQuinn will take a seat. Nora Delabar back to serve. Wangler This is Bogart, and Bogart sets that one up too close to the net. Cadoon unable to get to it. Nice low line drive, and Cadoon able to punch that one over. Smith to Lesko, and Lesko again with the kill for the Lobos, or up to this point already with 3 kills in this third set. Marr, Bogart to Cadoon. Cadoon again has to punch that one over. And good job there by Nora Delabar, able to avoid Lesko to hit it over as Jada Smith to Addison Smith. Robbins, and Robbins able to get in on the party here as the Lobos with their largest lead of the match at 8-1. That's going to lead to a Bank North timeout called by head coach Jenna Anderson for the Bulldogs. We'll be right back on YourLiveEvents.com.
The Milner Public School District has a long history of academic, artistic, and athletic achievement and is proud of the programs and education environment offered. A fully accredited educational system, Milner Public School District operates 2 separate school buildings, including Sundale Colony School. Over 85%, that's right, 85% of the graduates of Milner High School attend some form of post-secondary educational institution. You can find more information on the Milner Public School District online at milner.k12.nd.us.
8-1 the score here from North Sargent as the Bulldogs trail. Lobos doing a good job of getting on the board early as Annika Lesko doing a phenomenal job with 3 kills just in this set alone. Wilprecht with a late stab at it. Wangler able to at least give the Bulldogs the attempt. So no ace that time for Nora Delabar, but it's still going to be a point for the Lobos. Marr, this is Wilprecht, as Cadoon able to hit that one over. Jada Smith to Addison Smith. Addie Robbins deflected at the net by, I believe that was Cadoon. And Cadoon hits that one into the net, and it is 10-1. Advantage Lobos. So if you're Sargent County, I mean, they've had some large leads here throughout this match, and now they're facing a large deficit. How are they going to answer as Cadoon too strong there? Wilprecht over to Cadoon. This is Dang able to hit it over. Smith. Lesko, good adjustment there as Bogart unable to dig that one out. Dang got a fingertip on it, so I think we're going to take away the 4th dig for Lesko as another timeout called by Anderson. Trailing 12-1 are the Bulldogs. Looking at some other scores from around Region 1, the Allendale Cardinals defeated Barnes County North. In the opening set, they are currently up 1-0 going into set number 2. Wyoming Lidgerwood and Hankinson are tied up 1 set apiece as Wyoming Lidgerwood currently leading 11-8 midway through the 3rd set. Richland leads over Maple River 2-1 as Maple River just able to squeak out a 3rd set victory 25-23 to avoid the sweep. And Oaks trailing Medina Pingree Buchanan 25-14 in the 1st set. Lost that one. 2nd set upcoming. Dang hits that over, and good job there by Dang, able to find the opening on the defense of the Lobos as Wangler and Dang will take a seat. Lucy Marr and Dakota Stroh will come in. Dakota Stroh was the one back to serve for Sargent County when they went on their big run late there in the 2nd set, hoping to recreate some of that magic as Lucy Marr. Good job there by Addison Smith as Jada Smith gets it to Nora Delabar. Hit over. This is Cadoon. And Addison Smith passes it up to Jada Smith. From the back row is Nora Delabar as Lucy Marr hits it over. Addison Smith up to Addie Robbins. And good job there by Wilprecht. And Stroh just unable to get to it as she will take a seat as Dang for Stroh and Wengler for Dang is the rotation there. Tip there at the net, and that's going to go out of bounds. So 13-3 is the advantage. As Nagalski got a quick drink of water and maybe some ibuprofen or something before heading out onto the court. Bogart, her serve handled there by Nora Delabar. This is Smith to Robbins, and maybe a miscommunication on that defensive rotation as Wilprecht and Wengler with a quick discussion on who covers that area of the floor. Bogart. This is Lucy Marr. Good job there by Lesko. Back to Nora Delabar, and from the back row, Nora Delabar able to get the kill as we're going to have a substitution here as Dang will come in for Wengler, and Stroh will go in then for Dang. So Stroh had been in for the serve, subbed out there defensively. Is Kadoon able to get the point? Looks like Nagalski ran into one of her teammates there, but interesting substitution there by Anderson to put Stroh back into the back row as Kadoon's going to go back to serve for Sargent County, trailing by 11. Lesko to Smith. Good touch there by Addison Smith as she's able to arch that over the block attempt of Sargent County. As Mashaya McQuinn is going to come in, Addie Robbins will take a seat, and McQuinn will head back to serve for the Lobos. Wessler to Marr. Lesko to Nora Delabar as Bogart sets it up for Lucy Marr, and good deflection there at the net by the Lobos. This is Nora Delabar again, and that one's going to fall between Bogart and Kadoon. The score now 17-4. McQuinn. Stroh passes that one up to Bogart. Bogart flips that over the net. Wessler gets it over for Sargent County, but that's going to go out of bounds on the near side. Another serve upcoming here for Mashaya McQuinn. Wessler, good job there by Lucy Marr, able to hit it back up for Bogart to hit over, and Addison and Jada Smith unable to make the decision on who was going to go for that one. So that's going to be a side out, and we're going to have a substitution as Stroh will head back to the bench, and Nong Dang will come back into the game. So for the Bulldogs, how are they going to try and fight here in the later stages? And good job there by Dang to get the block. Kadoon pops it up, and Wessler hits it over, and that's going to fall in play. And that serve there from Lucy Marr, miss hit. As Carissa Meidinger going to sub into the game for the Lobos. First time we've seen Meidinger on the floor, the senior outside hitter for the Lobos. As Jada Smith back to serve for LaMoure, Litchville-Marion, leading by 13. Whitney Marr, this is Dang. Lesko back to McQuinn. Addison Smith hits it over for the Lobos. Bogart to Dang, and I think that might have been tipped initially by Julia Delabar and unable to come sliding in. It was Lesko, so Dang able to force the sign out. Whitney Marr now with kind of a knuckleball serve over the net. Meininger. Job there by Whitney Marr. Bogart to Wessler, and popped up nicely there by McQuinn as Smith. Dug out there by Whitney Marr. Bogart tries to hit that one over. Good job by Julia Delabar, able to read that move. Deflected by Dang, and I think it ricocheted off of Wessler there as it crossed the net. 20-7 now for the Lobos, trying to close out a very commanding third set victory. But as we've already seen tonight, no lead is too sacred. Good job there by Dang, able to play that out of the net, and Dang thought she might maybe hit that twice and able to recover, as they said, no, Wessler hit it. Lesko mishits that one. That's going to be a point for Sargent County. So after maybe getting away with a double hit from Anong Dang, the Bulldogs able to survive that rally, and Charlie Wolprecht is going to come in and serve for the Bulldogs. Smith to Smith. This is Lesko, and Annika Lesko just having herself a solid third set. I believe her 5th kill in just this third set alone, doing a great job for the Lobos as Addie Robbins and Nora Delabar come back in. I believe that was Mashaya McQuinn and Carissa Meininger who went to the bench for the Lobos. Wangler, Marr, and Kadoon unable to get that one over. As the lead now 22-8. Good job once again by Dang, able to play that one out of the net. Smith and Delabar, and Wangler unable to dig that one out. As good job there by Julia Delabar with another kill for the Lobos. Needing just 2 to close out and take the 2-1 advantage are the Lobos. Bogart and Wangler hits it over for Sargent County. Robbins, good job there by Dang, able to dig that one out after the deflection. Lesko popped up there by Kadoon. This is back to Kadoon. Kadoon popped up by Delabar. Lesko puts a little touch on it. Good job there by Dang, able to adjust off the deflection, and that's going to be a kill for Carly Kadoon. Nice work there by Anong Dang, able to not only play it out of the net, but also play it off of her own deflection and her own block there at the net, as Dakota Stroh coming back in. I believe Charlie Wilprecht also substituted in, as that one heads over, and between Lucy Marr and Mallory Bogart, one of them deflected it out of play into the Bulldogs bench, and we've got set point for the Lobos here in set number 3. Back to serve is Julia Delabar, as Caitlin Wangler will come back in for the Bulldogs. Lucy Marr, this is Bogart to, excuse me, that was Whitney Marr. Lucy Marr is the one that hit it over. Smith to Lesko. Wilprecht, Whitney, and Carly Kadoon hits it over for Sargent County. As that hit from Lily Kramer, who just substituted in just a little bit strong. As we're going to have another set point for the Lobos, and we'll see a lot of those upcoming here if the Bulldogs are going to try and put up a fight here in set number 3 and elongate this set. But Bogart sets it up to Kadoon, deflected at the net. Good job there by Kramer. Robbins, good hustle, good job avoiding going underneath the net, but unfortunately, Nora Delabar gives it the old college try, but unable to get that one over the net. Bogart back to serve once again. Robbins, Smith, Kramer, and Kramer with the miss hit. Well, Sargent County trying to do what they can to at least claw their way somewhat back into this. Maybe give yourself some momentum going into the 4th set. Kramer, Addison Smith, Wangler, Bogart up to Kadoon. Kadoon Resets. Wangler to Bogart. Up to Kadoon. Kadoon blocked at the net, and that's going to be a kill for Kadoon. So 24-13, Bulldogs making them work for it. Delabar, this is Smith, Kramer, and they're going to say it was deflected there at the net by the Bulldogs, so that is going to be the set point for the Lobos as they're able to take a 25-13 victory here in set number 3, and set number 4 is going to get underway here shortly after we take a quick timeout as the Lobos lead 2-1. You're watching on yourliveevent.com.
Data shows that half of the pills seized off the street by law enforcement contain a lethal dose of fentanyl. You never know when you might find yourself in the middle of an emergency. Why not be the reason a life can be saved? Narcan provides a safe and easy way to reverse the effects of an opioid in just minutes. You can pick up your Narcan today for free at your local public health office.
This message is brought to you by your local public health unit.
In Hope, North Dakota, we aren't just a town, we're a community, one that you can be proud of, where you and your family can grow. With available jobs, affordable housing, a golf course and pool, the Sportsman Club, and great educational opportunities. There hasn't been a better time to join the Hope community, ideally located between Fargo, Grand Forks, and Jamestown. For more information, go to www.hopend.com. Live, work, and play in Hope, North Dakota.
The Sargent Central Dollars for Scholars chapter is a nonprofit foundation that supports academic success in the community. The mission is to mobilize the community on behalf of post-secondary education success for the students. Dollars for Scholars chapters help hometown students achieve their educational goals by raising scholarship funds, establishing endowments, and more. For more information, scan the QR code on screen or stop by the Sargent Central School District. This game is brought to you in part by Reed and Kristen Hansen family.
LaMoure, Litchville-Marion leading Sargent County 2-1. The 4th set upcoming here as the Lobos able to take a commanding 3rd set victory. And the play from Annika Lesko definitely a major part of that for the Lobos, as she has been playing solid for head coach Jill Dunn all evening long. I want to welcome you back into our Stock Growers Bank broadcast booth. Bank near so you can go far with Stock Growers Bank. I'm Nick Furch. Connor Olson is the man behind the camera. And for Sargent County, how will they adjust, or how are they going to react to the major victory there by the Lobos in that 3rd set? How are they going to try and stay in this one and force a 5th set and tie this thing up at 2 apiece? Well, Charlie Wilprecht back to serve for the Bulldogs, and she's going to at least try and get it started here as Lesko to Delabar as Bogart passes it up or sets it up for Kadoon, and Kadoon again tries to go with that kind of cross-court touch pass near the net and unable to execute as Addison Smith, good dig out there by Wangler. Kadoon hits it over. McQuinn, Smith, Delabar, and Bogart pushes that one over. Dang hits it over. Jada Smith tries to get it to Lesko, and good job there by the Lobos, at least trying to give themselves an opportunity there, but unable to do so as Dakota Stroh coming in for Sargent County. She will serve. And that's going to be an ace for the junior Dakota Stroh. Jada Smith to Addison Smith as Lesko skies up, but dug out nicely there by Stroh. McQuinn, Smith, Delabar, and good job there by Whitney Marr, able to get to it. Kadoon deflected there at the net, dug out by Jada Smith. This is Lesko, and we'll give her a kill on that one as the unofficial scorekeeper here. Once again, Lesko doing a good job of elevating and making good contact and making it difficult for that back row of Sargent County. As Nora Delabar, her serve. Kadoon hits it over for the Bulldogs. Jada to Addison Smith. Lesko. A strong hit. Kadoon plays it off of that ceiling. Smith to Smith. This is Delabar, deflected, I believe, by Kadoon at the net, and Wangler just unable to get to it as it falls on the Bulldogs' side of the net. Bogart up to Kadoon, and good dig out there by Nora Delabar as Lesko. Popped up by Bogart. Marr, and good job there by Wilprecht, able to hit it over. Lesko with another kill for the Lobos. And Annika Lesko doing a good job of campaigning for that Enbridge Player of the Game award as we start to near some of the final stages of this Region 1 matchup. As Nagowski is going to come in and Whitney Marr will take a seat. Mallory Bogart back to serve. Smith, Lesko, and Lesko again with the kill for the Lobos. As Lesko has been putting on an absolute clinic here in these last couple sets as Kadoon gets blocked at the net, and I believe that might have been Lesko or Addie Robbins. Either way, good job there by the front row of the Lobos to get in the way of that hit attempt from Kadoon. Wilprecht, Bogart, up to Nagowski, and the southpaw able to get the kill for the Bulldogs. As we mentioned earlier, that left-hand swing, not something you see all too often. Sometimes can be difficult for the back row to read. As that's going to be an ace for Carly Kadoon. As she will once again serve. And handled a little bit better there by Delabar, and unable to hit it over is Jada Smith. So tied up here at 6 apiece. Kadoon puts a little touch on that one. Smith to Lesko. This is Kramer. And Lucy Marr hits it over. Wessler, Bogart, and somehow Mallory Bogart able to bump that one over and find the open spot of the back row of the Lobos, and Sargent County with the lead here, 7-6 in set number 4. Smith to Lesko, and Annika Lesko just putting on a great performance with another well-placed hit there for the Lobos. She'll go back to serve now. Wessler pops it up. Bogart back to Wessler, and Wessler hits that one into the net. Wessler, Bogart, back to Nagowski, and Lesko pops that one up. Jada Smith to Delabar, Wangler, Kadoon, and Bogart hitting it over for the Bulldog. Good opportunity here. Addison Smith, good job by Wangler to get to it, and I believe that was, yes it was, Addison Smith who hit it over, and some concern here on the floor for, I believe that was Mallory Bogart, who maybe took a fall, and that is going to lead to a timeout called by the Bulldogs coach Jenna Anderson maybe just giving her setter a little bit of a breather, but nonetheless, we're going to take this timeout with them on the floor as the Lobos lead 9-7, leading 2-1.
At Enbridge, we're focused on relationships. 23 Canadian First Nation and Métis communities now own an equity stake in Enbridge Athabasca pipelines. In Minnesota, Enbridge has spent $450 million and counting with Native-owned companies and in wages to tribal members working on Line 3. Every day brings new collaborations, partnerships, and possibilities. Learn more at Enbridge.com.
Lobos lead 9-7, coming off of the timeout from the Bulldogs, as gave a little bit of a breather to the sophomore setter, number 27, Mallory Bogart, as hopefully she is okay. And they're going to say block there at the net. This is back to Kramer. Bogart pops it up, and Nagowski, I believe, thought that Marr was going to go for it, and that's going to fall to the floor. And Kadoun unable to dig that one out. That's going to be an ace for Annika Lesko. Bogart up to Wessler. Smith, Lesko. Addison Smith with the kill that time. As we're going to have a substitution here as the freshman number 13, Allison Yago, coming in for the first time this evening, as Lucy Marr will take a seat. Bogart to Nagowski as Addison Smith. Good job there by Wangler. Wessler pops it over. Jada Smith to Lesko. This is Robbins. And Wangler gets a little close to the net, and too strong out of play is Nagowski. So if you're Coach Anderson, you've got that one timeout left in your pocket. You got to kind of choose wisely on when you want to use it. You don't want to use it too early on, as hopefully the Bulldog squad can get it a little bit closer here. As Dang coming back in for the Bulldogs. Deflected there at the net by Dang. She hits it over. Jada Smith. This is Lesko out to Addison Smith. And unable to dig that one out is Kadoun. So Robbins will take a seat. Mashaya McQuinn will come in to serve for the Lobos, as Nagowski and Yago will take a seat. Bogart, Wangler, and Kadoun hits that one over. Jada Smith, Lesko up to Delabar, and deflected, and ricochets out of play. Well, credit Nora Delabar there with the kill for the Lobos. Bogart. Whitney Mars, Wessler hits that one over. Good job there by Jada Smith to get to it. And once again deflected at the net, but Nora Delabar able to get the kill for the Lobos. And here comes that final timeout for Sargent County as they try to force a fifth set. Lobos trying to end it in 4. You are watching on yourliveevent.com as the Lobos lead 16-8.
In times like these, it's good to know there's a place where people know who you are, no matter how long you've been gone. A place where the smells of home cooking are still in the air, where a simple wave warms your heart, and sharing stories is just a way of life. It's good to be home. Farmers Union Insurance, protecting what's...
There's a quick timeout, a Apologize to our sponsors ducking out of that one a little bit early, as unable to play that off the deflection was Nora Delabar. Gave it a good try there, almost popping it over. As Whitney Mars serve, no good. It is now 17-9. So Kramer takes a seat. Julia Delabar back in. Jada Smith with the serve. Bogart up to Dang. And good job there by Jada Smith, able to pop that up as Addison Smith hits it over, dug out nicely by Wangler. Bogart hits it over with some touch as Nora Delabar hits that one into the net. So 4 hits on that side of the net for the Lobos, as Charlie Wilprecht going to come in for Wessler to serve. 17-10, the advantage for the Lobos, trying to close this one out. Smith to Smith, as Jada Smith just a little bit too strong, hitting it or trying to push it over the net towards that Bulldogs bench. McQuinn, Lesko, and that was Julia Delabar, deflected by Dang, but lands on the Bulldogs side. As Addison Smith will go back to serve, leading by 7 for the Lobos. Wilprecht, Bogart, and Cadoon. Good job there by, I believe that was Addison Smith, and a little play at the net. Finally sets it up again for the Bulldogs, and that is going to be a kill for Cadoon as that deflects off of the Lobos. And it is now 18-12. So as we've seen some crazier fights up to this point, the Bulldogs hoping to stay in it and not go away, as Dakota Stroh subs in and serves. McQuinn hits it over, Wilprecht to Bogart, and Cadoon pushes it over for the Sargent County Bulldogs. Lesko, and just unable to dig that one out was Stroh, and Lesko again with a kill. As Wangler coming back in. And for the first time here tonight for the Lobos, number 12, the senior Tori Christensen coming in, as well as Addie Robbins. As Lesko and McQuinn will take a seat, leading 19-12. And somehow that was able to kind of go right through the attempts of the back row there to dig out that serve, and it sails out of play. So Bulldogs get a little bit lucky there, missing that one as it goes long. Bogart with the serve. Good job there by Smith, able to get to it. Robbins hits it over. Cadoon pops it up. Bogart back to Cadoon. Good job there by Cadoon, but Jada Smith able to pop it up. Ooh, good hustle there by Wilprecht. Bogart does a good job hitting it over as well, setting up an opportunity. This is Addison Smith hitting it over. Bogart back to Cadoon, deflected at the net by, I believe that was Julia Delabar. It was. Nagowski with the hit, and she's able to get that one to fall in the back row. So good rally there, good quick reflexes by both teams, but Nagowski able to come away with the kill after a long rally, and Bogart will continue to serve for the Bulldogs. This is Robbins. Smith to Delabar, deflected at the net. I believe that was Yago, but hit over once again was Delabar, and unable to get to it was, I believe that was Bogart trying to slide in at the end. So Kramer back in for the Lobos as that low serve from Julia Delabar hits the net. As still a little bit of a concern for the Bulldog setter, Mallory Bogart. She seems to be okay. Robbins hits it over. Cadoon to Bogart. This is back to Nagowski, and good job there by Jada Smith, able to dig that one up. Kramer popped up there by Cadoon. This is Yago, and too strong there by the freshman Yago. This is now 21-15. So if you're the Lobos, just looking to close this one out, needing just 4 points to secure the match. Bogart hits that one over. Good reflexes there by Jada Smith to get to it. Bogart back to Nagowski and deflected. I think that was Robbins who deflected that one there at the net. Wessler pops it over. Lesko out to Addison Smith, and that's going to fall just in front of Wangler. So we'll give the kill to Addison Smith as the freshman number 44, Rayleigh Odegaard, coming in for Bogart, and you can assume that she'll take the set. She will. Smith to Nora Delabar. She hits it over Kadoon. This is Odegaard. Yago just able to get that one to land in the corner was Allison Yago. So nice assist there from freshman to freshman, as Anong Dang will come in for Wangler, and Yago will now go back to serve. Smith, Lesko, Kramer, and nice block there by Anong Dang. And just like that, it is back to just 5-point advantage for the Lobos, still needing just 3 to close this one out. Jada Smith, this is Lesko out to Addison Smith, maybe deflected Odegaard, and Wessler hits that one into the net, and now needing just 2. Mashaya McQuinn coming in to serve for the Lobos. Kadoon. That was Whitney Marr. Good job by Lesko, able to deflect that one up. Kadoon passes it up to Odegaard. Dang, just a little bit strong, as that's going to bring up a match point for the Lobos. McQuinn. That was Kadoon up to Dang, and Dang put some touch on it. Good job there by Lesko as Delabar hits it over. Wangler, this is Kadoon, and Wessler hitting it over for Sargent County, looking to push this one further and unable to do so, as Addison Smith able to get the kill to close this one out. 25-17 as the Lobos able to come back from trailing 21-14 in set number 1, able to storm all the way back, take the victory in that first set, and come away with the victory here in 4. We will step aside, and we will be back with post-game coverage here from the North Sargent Activity Center. We'll hear from our player of the game here in just a moment. You are watching on yourliveevent.com.
Life.
Get in touch with David Bergerman today at 701-724-6252.
The Bison Booster Club, an organization that is rooted in their support of the activities within the Milner Public School District and the City of Milner. They pride themselves on their community involvement in local donations to area projects and sponsorships to help make their community a pleasant place to reside. If you have any questions or are interested in becoming a Booster Club member, you can check out the Bison Booster Club on Facebook or talk with any of the existing members. The Bison Booster Club, helping make their community a better place to live.
Homegrown local radio is now worldwide with 24-hour streaming. Download the RJ Radio app to hear local voices from local radio with KRJB, KRJM, and KKCQ 24 hours a day from anywhere. You can listen to your favorite programs like the RJ Family Morning Show, local news, farm markets, music, high school sports, church services, more from anywhere. KRJB, KRJM, and 96.7 KKCQ is streaming on the RJ Radio app. Download it to your device and take us with you wherever you go.
3-1, the final here from the North Sargent Activity Center, as the LaMoure Litchville-Marion Lobos able to come away with the victory here on the road, spoiling the home opener for the Bulldogs, as well as game 1 of 2 this homecoming week for Sargent County. Looking at the way that this game shaped out, as we mentioned going right before we went to that break, 21-14 was the score in set number one, and it seemed as if the Bulldogs were ready to steamroll to an opening set victory until the Lobos were able to close the gap and come away with a 26-24 victory. In set number two, the Bulldogs were able to reclaim a victory, tying it up at 1 apiece, and then from there it was all Lobos, winning 25-13 and 25-17 in the final two sets, able to take home the victory. We're going to step aside and we'll be joined by our Enbridge player of the game, Annika Lesko, here after the break.
Milner Grain understands that agriculture is your livelihood, and we're committed to providing you with the highest quality of services to meet your farming needs. Milner Grain has a passion for our community and the farmers we serve. Milner Grain is locally owned and operated. When you're looking for a partner in the field, look to Milner Grain. Call 701-427-5284 or check out Milner Grain's app with current up-to-date prices. Milner Grain is here to help you and your farm grow.
The Milner Public School District has a long history of academic, artistic, and athletic achievement and is proud of the programs and education environment offered. A fully accredited educational system, Milner Public School District operates 2 separate school buildings, including Sundale Colony School. Over 85%, that's right, 85% of the graduates of Milner High School attend some form of post-secondary educational institution. You can find more information on the Milner Public School District online at milner.k12.nd.us.
All right, I'm joined now by our Enbridge player of the game, Annika Lesko. And Annika, great performance here this evening. What can you say about the way that your team was able to react after trailing by quite a large margin that first set, able to come all the way back and able to get a big victory here tonight?
I think it was mainly our hitting. We were hitting out a lot and just kind of focusing on keeping it in the court and keeping it in play. Just trusting teammates and having high energy, really.
So after the Bulldogs were able to win set number 2, come out set number 3 with a big lead right away, and it really seemed as if it was your play that kind of was that spark, getting 3-4 kills early on in that 8-1, 9-1 advantage. What is it about those kind of moments where you and just the rest of your teammates are able to kind of find that jolt of energy and come up big for your team?
I guess it's just confidence, having confidence in yourself. And just getting that one play and saying, yeah, we can do it now, just having the confidence to go up and slam it and not being afraid to make an error or anything like that.
Absolutely. So how can a game like this early on in the season, how can this be a game that's going to build confidence moving forward for your team?
Yeah, just staying calm in those situations when we're down and just trying to get better at just taking it one point at a time and just building it back up to come out and win the game.
Awesome. Well, congratulations on the big win here on the road, winning 3-1. Our Enbridge player of the game, Annika Lesko, will be back to finish up our post-game coverage here on your live event in just a moment.
Buying and selling heavy equipment at purplewave.com saves time and money. We handle all of the details, including pictures, videos, marketing, titles, and payments.
It was almost immediately over the top with the customer service. I've just never ever experienced that before with any other auction service. They're constantly working for me as the seller, and I really like that.
Purple Wave Auction is straight, simple, sold.
Want to thank our Enbridge player of the game, Annika Lesko, able to join us for a quick post-game conversation. Our Enbridge player of the game takes energy. Life takes energy. With Enbridge is energy for life. Visit enbridge.com for all career opportunities. Thank you, Enbridge, for your support here this evening. And before we close this one out, let's head to our precision play of the game, brought to you by Agassiz Precision Ag, your local precision planting dealer. Agassiz Precision Ag is located in Hillsboro. Visit planterdoc.com for all information. Our precision play of the game, brought to you by Agassiz Precision Ag, goes to that first set performance after trailing 21-14, being able to storm all the way back, and that really seemed to be the catalyst. I mean, it's very difficult to, come out and win a game after, losing that first or after losing that first set, being able to make a comeback. And usually, if you get that first set victory, that's a big boost to the confidence and can really sway the odds of victory in your favor. And the Lobos being able to snatch that one away from the Bulldogs definitely ended up paying dividends here in the long one. That is our Agassi Precision Egg play of the game, the play of that first set comeback for the Lobos. For the Lobos, they are going to return home for the next 2 regular season contests as they will face the Oaks Tornadoes on Thursday before hosting Edgeley-Colm Montpelier next Tuesday. Between those 2 games, they will participate in the Valley City tournament going on this Saturday. As for the Sargent County Bulldogs, this is game 1 of 4 straight home games as they will be back at home on Thursday taking on the Hankinson Pirates. And that will be, like I said, game 2 of 4 as they will host Barnes County North and Enderlin next Tuesday and Thursday, respectfully. Want to thank you all for tuning in here this evening. Make sure that you head over to yourliveevent.com for all of the action moving forward as fall sports are really starting to get underway and get into full swing here. We will be back here on Thursday for more volleyball action before the Sargent County football team goes and plays Northern Cass here at home later on this week on Friday. But as I mentioned, make sure you head to yourliveevent.com for all upcoming matchups for any team going on around the area. One last time from our Stock Growers Bank broadcast booth, I want to thank Connor Olson for helping me out. Behind the camera, I am Nick Furch. Thank you all for tuning in and enjoy the rest of your night.